thinking about how I was going to basically start off this episode. And I think the best way would be to look at the diplomatic standings for these things. So right now, the Brutii are basically going after Julii over here. And I'll note that the Scipii over here are also going after Julii. The Britons are also going after Julii. The Seleucids are going after Julii. The Greeks aren't, but who really cares about the Greeks? They're two city-states. And that's what the map looks like for Julii. Maybe we might see the Julii get stopped here. If I go to like territorial rankings for like, all these guys right now, the Julii are looking pretty good. But I mean, if they get pounced on by like all the other factions all at once, it's not going to look too good past that, right? So perhaps we might see like, the Brutii actually start to win at this point. They'll come in, take Rome, and like, just go from there. Let's see what they do. Alright, so it's just been a few turns, but those cities I basically expected were going to fall fell. Capua here has been taken by like the Brutii down here in like the Roman Peninsula, but they haven't really advanced basically past that, and with this many forces basically deal with in Rome and like, armies nearby, I don't think they're going to like do anything else right here for a moment. It's up here though that the major action is happening. Basically Conat, Runum, Alesia, Chari, Badadorium, and Bordursham have all fallen to like, enemy forces, so the Julii lost basically several cities up here. Though their armies are moving into like, northern like, Italy, which is probably a good place to sort of like make a stand and like start pushing back out toward like, the Brutii. I'm not sure what the Brutii are basically up to. They're basically coming up here toward the north, so why did they come up here and like not down here? They might pay for that, who knows? The Scipii and the Julii have signed a ceasefire, but where that actually sticks or anything or not, who really knows? I mean, there's some like Scipii forces over here, for example. Not a whole lot of action for like the Seleucids. I'm more of a basically trying to think about like attacking roads, but it's roads. How are they gonna like get the troops basically on there to attack with? Got some troops here. Oh, Kinesis is open, so maybe they'll attack that. The Brutii have like, stopped going to war with the Greeks, by the way, so it's just the Seleucids that's going after the Greeks now. So that's just all it is. And Germania is being Germania. We're just ignoring them, and they're ignoring everyone else. That's why I noticed basically. Salona is basically next to like the Julii territory, so they walked an army all the way down here. Instead of going after like, Segestica up here, which is basically also next to their territory, but not quite. Good old AI. Alright, I expect they're going to basically take back Capua over here and perhaps come after the, Brutii cities of like, Tarentum and Croton over here. They got the armies, and that's probably what they're basically going to aim to do. Up here, the Brutii armies, of course, are still like, marching in. And, the Julii are sort of fighting the Britons up here, but, it's not really too much of anything to really worry about, so whatever. The Scipii have returned. I'm not sure how well it's going to go for them. They basically, like, got a few troops over here, and they'll probably take back Corduba. But, what will the Julii basically do? They're coming back after Capua over here, of course, but they could turn around and basically go after Scipii soon. They have taken back Conat Runum, but, they're probably going to lose, like, Lenum over here, and then, like, these British armies basically start, like, keep coming to, like, finish them off and such. Not sure what the Brutii are going to do, but they're probably going to start moving south, I think. And the Julii army is going to start like moving a little bit more to like, this part of Europe and such. They have taken Salona, so I guess that means they're closer to like, Apollonia down here. So I guess that's such a big province, by the way. Just to throw out there. Alright, well. The Julii managed to move all the way down the mainland of Italy and take all the cities. But at what cost? They've practically lost, like, all of Spain over here. The Scipii have moved in and taken, like, 4 of their cities basically over here. And these other 2 aren't going to be able to, like, stand too much against, like, the forces down here. Britain's basically moved in and taken all of France for the most part. Or they will as soon as they, like, take back, Armatias, like, knock back the armies over here in, like, Massila. The Brutii are basically coming in force. They've already taken, like, Ivium basically back from the Julii, as well as, like, Solana. And now their forces are moving into, like, Italy proper. This is what I want to see. A true Roman civil war. Finally. Alright, well. I think we can safely say that the Julii have been kicked out of France. I'm not sure how long they'll basically last over here in, like, Spain either, but I mean... The Scipii have to, like, go around to, like, Esturk over here, for example, because it's taking them a moment. And Oscar's basically all the way over here. So, the British might get to that before they get to him. I have to say, the Brutii have a lot of armies. And it is because they have, like, a lot of riches basically down in the Greece area over here. And even though you think, like, this is, like, a lot of armies right here, it's not all of them. No, it's not all of them by a long shot. They have armies over there, and they still have armies over here to spare. I don't think they have any more in the north, but I mean... They still got guys around, here and there and everywhere. Now, it's worth noting that the Seleucids over here, they're probably trying to get on the roads, but, they're having difficulty. They have armies, but they can't land them because there's too many Greeks basically here in a way. And, they have armies like, themselves, but, they can't basically merge them because the AI isn't smart to basically do that, I guess. So yeah, the Seleucids are trying, and just, they can't. It's impossible, unfortunately. Rhodes is too small. Okay, so those guys are at war with each other. Don't know why, but okay. And those guys are fair warning each other, but we already know about that, I think. I mean, Spain's basically falling already. Well, let's see here. The plague in Asian miners occurred. This really isn't going to affect anything too much, I think, but we know how basically have a plague basically move around over here. It might basically cause a little bit of issues to, like, the Seleucids, but probably not really. They're still focused on basically trying to drop troops over here, I guess, but well, if the Greeks move off enough troops, they might be able to land and, like, take the city, but I mean, that's if they actually do it. I'm actually not sure where they got these troops basically from. They didn't come from here, I don't think. Alright, so, I'll note that for the most part, northern Italy is basically almost fallen. The Brutii are basically going after, like, Mytilenium over here. But they've already taken Paphium, Arinium, and Eretrium by themselves. And probably won't be long before they start moving on Rome itself, as well as these other, like, sovereign cities in Italy. Oscar remains basically over here in, like, this sort of orphan state. The British had taken it once, but I mean, they usually took it right back, so... Scipii might come over and, like, snatch that before, like, the British get back to, exact, like, claim to it. And it's just surprising just how fast the Julii are falling apart here. I didn't want a war, but this isn't going to last that long, is it? So, I wasn't really paying attention to the Seleucids, but that's a lot of armies that's moving to the north here. Where do they think they're going? I know there's a rebel army here this guy basically attacked in his own over here, so... It might just be that they're, like, just clearing out some rabble and stuff like that, but it feels like that's an invasion force. Alright, well, Mytilenium's basically fallen, and it probably won't be long before the Julii basically feel the attack, like, move southwards, but they'll probably, like, lose the guts before that happens. The British are coming forced to take Osca again, and I think they'll actually, like, hold on to it, but whether or not the Scipii let them keep is a thing, right? They might decide, like, no, I want to go to war with you now. And yeah. Nothing's still happening over here. Or here. Alright, well, let's see here. Dismiss this for now. Rome has fallen. And apparently the Scipii might be designed to land some, like, troops over here, perhaps, to try and take back their, like, former settlement. Also, apparently, like, Germania lost Campus Achaia over here again. So, that's not really anything special, so we'll ignore that. Alright, interesting. So, we're seeing a clash between the British and the, like, Scipii at this point. We kind of knew that's basically going to happen at some point. Or, wait, they're not actually worried, are they? False alarm, just, like, not allied to each other, but they're not at war yet. But it's probably going to come soon. The big news really is basically over here. The Brutii are basically taking back Rome, which means they're one step, like, closer to being, like, the victors in this game. If I go to, like, ranking, go to, like, territory. Basically, they're, like, in the 30 ranges for, like, settlements. They get, like, their 50 settlements and they win. And this is sort of, like, throw it out there. Scipii, British, Julii. Yeah, I'd say Julii crashed and burned a little bit here. And it's basically, like, just sort of even right there, because that's just how it goes for them. Greeks too. Alright, here we go. The Scipii and the Brutii have gone to war. I'm not sure where they're basically attacking, but I mean... The Scipii attacked the Brutii somehow, Britain somehow. For some reason, nothing's happening over here in the Italian Peninsula. The Brutii have sort of like stalled a little bit. I don't know if they're at peace or if they're like, just sort of like, broken for a moment. The Julii really can't do anything for the most part, so they're sort of sitting around, just like, not doing much of anything. Kind of like the Seleucids over here. They did move one of their armies basically off of, like, Cydonia over here. Maybe we'll attack something else. I figured I'd basically note this Germanic army up here that's attacking, like, Campus Achaia. They got their noble cavalry, they got their, like, chosen archer warband, skirmisher warband, spearman warband, some peasants. They got their shrieking woman, they got their axemen, the chosen axemen. It's just a bizarre mix of, like, units over here, but nothing really too special. Alright, well, I took that back. Oh, wait, I beat them. I was not expecting that to happen, but okay, I basically beat them back, so... I'm gonna guess it's the peasants that basically beat them back. Not the horse archers. Though you have a rural general in there. Alright, well, nothing's really happening basically in the Italian Peninsula, but I'll note that over here, the Scipians are basically starting to, like, attack the British. They're gonna try and take the Oscar here, and then maybe they'll move on to, like, hit, like, into France. They do have a few armies basically to try this with, so we'll see how far they basically get. Hopefully they'll be able to do something over here if they, like, get this far. Alright, well, it finally happened. The Seleucids are attacking Rhodes. Hopefully they take it, and hopefully they come after, like, telekinesis of, like, their other forces, and they wipe out the, like, the Greeks once and for all. I'm not really sure what's happening if, like, the Brutii either decide to, like, move down here and try, towards, like, Greece with their troops. They could be attacking over here, but I mean... why? Osca's fallen to the Scipians, and they're starting to move their forces basically out of, like, out of Spain into France. The British, for their part, are, like, landing here in Palma and, like, doing other stuff, but, what hope do they have, I wonder? It's the question. And with that, Rhodes has fallen. The Greeks are down to their last city. It's just a question of if they actually move their troops over here. The Brutii moved some troops over here to Rhodes, though, so they might start a war of, like, with the Seleucids if they're, like, willing to basically do that. And if I bring out down their troops as they do it, they might be like able to do it, so perhaps. The Julii are looking rather weak. They've only got like a few more armies over here. And of course the British and the Scipii, you can't really tell them apart too much, but you know, lots of Scipii armies over here, a couple British armies over here, Scipii armies over here, you know, mix of stuff over here. Poor Germania. They abandoned the summit, and, well, they sent their army up here, I guess, to try and crush, like, Campus Kai. Not sure how well it's going to work out for them, but they're going to try, I guess. The problem that, like, you know, I guess these barbarians are basically having over here is the fact that, like, you know, these are, like, all very big cities over here. And I just can't match the population for, like, you know, these centers. There's their capital, by the way, as well, so maybe it's, like, too far away to, like, you know, support Campus Eleni properly. So, this happened. The Brutii and the Silices got into war. And as a result, basically broke their alliance with his house Scipii and Britanna. And then they declared allies with, like, you know, the British right after that. So, maybe we're going to see, like, these guys sort of jump over here to, like, you know, Anatolia. Even though they could be over here attacking the Romans, but, you know, whatever. You know, I think the Silices have a problem. They want to attack the Brutii over here in, like, Tunis. But, to basically get to them, they have to go through Germania. And I guess they don't feel like going through Germania. If this, like, rebels again, perhaps, like, you know, they can walk, you know, up there, conquer it, and, like, you know, start going this way, but until, like, you know, Germania is sort of dealt with, these guys really aren't going to, like, sort of meet with each other over here. And they are trying to sail ships over here to take back to sea and stuff like that, but, I mean, you know, the AI is like, we need a lot more forces, which we don't have just yet. The Brutii are, of course, are like just congregating over here because they want to basically fight the Silices for some reason, so there's that. And these guys are sort of engaged like in a huge, like, you know, battle, so to speak. Scipii armies over here, British armies over here. For the most part right now, like, you know, you see like Spain's being under Scipii control and France is under, like, you know, British control. They have, like, you know, shifted, like, you know, their balance a little bit. Like, you know, Scipii has, like, you know, pushed out here a little bit, and, like, you know, British are pushed over here a little bit. But it's just pure chaos, and, like, you know, these troops have to be thinned up before, like, you know, anything really happens over here. And then Julii are just sort of like this sitting here, just like not doing anything. Rome's still conquered by, like, the Brutii, so maybe at some point the Scipii might move some troops over here to, like, sort of, like, you know, finish up over here. Maybe. You know, it always interests me, like, you know, some of these, like, later events. We have an introduction of the Buddha, basically, to, like, you know, the Greeks. Many Greek lands basically scratch their heads and wonder what this means, but, you know, new religions making their way over here to the west. I'll note for the most part, nothing's really happening. I see some, like, British ships, like, you know, sailing around perhaps a little bit, but I mean, are they actually going to drop some troops off to, like, do something with them? I mean, it's something I could do. They could land troops on, like, Rouse to try and, like, you know, take the city, but, what are they going to do? And yeah, like, you see, like, you know, ballasts over here still, but whatever. Nothing's happening over here. And these guys seem to be moving away somewhat, but, you know, they're also moving back towards it, so this stalled. So, I just want to note that progress has been made. We basically seen, like, you know, the Scipii take Massila, Narva Martius over here. They've taken Lebanon. They're taking, like, you know, Lugdunum over here. Even taking Alessia up here. So, ironically, even though, like, the British have all these armies over here, they're not really able to stop the Scipii advance, as they basically, like, you know, take out the British lands and take basically all of France for themselves. Which is comical, because this used to be all Julii land, and now, like, you know, it's turning all to be, like, you know, Scipii land. You know, I kind of wish someone would just basically attack Heliconesus over here. This one little city here, by the way, where there's like 3 like units in here, including its like governor. If this was knocked out, that'd be it for the Greeks. They don't own roads. They don't own like, you know, Kydonia over here. You knocked like, you know, out that city and it's like basically it for their faction. But no one's attacking it. They're like all sitting over here for some reason. Or over here. Or over here. It's really annoying. Be nice if a Scipii armor comes down here to hit Augustia. That could be cool. Not that really matters much because these guys weren't really fighting each other, but yeah, the House of Julii and Brutii have like, you know, stopped attacking each other. Which is ironic because like, you know, the Brutii took what they basically needed to here. Now they have to take the rest of their cities basically elsewhere, I guess. Hopefully they decide perhaps to go after Scipii and take their settlements. Or like continue after Julii, that'd be nice too. For such as part, they've basically stopped navigating over here in like Kotas and like they're making over here to Sinope. And these guys are still up here in Tunis. Because why not? Well, that's annoying. I'll note that basically like, you know, the House of Julii and House of Brutii have allied to each other. And the British and like, you know, the Scipii decided to stop fighting each other, so no more wars over here. And of course the House of Julii and Scipii also allied as well, so yeah, status quo. Because that's always fun. That's where we stand right now, by the way, in total like totals. The Scipii like climbed to be almost as powerful like the Seleucids. The Brutii are still obviously a dominant power up here. The British basically took some hits. The Julii took some hits. Greek have taken some hits. And there's the territorial ranking, so you know, the Scipii climbed quite a bit there. Well, this is going to be a waiting game until something else happens, I guess, so I'm just going to wait a little bit. You can't really see it here how many like turns we basically have, but I'll note that we're getting close to like, you know, the end of the game at this point. I figured like a total like, you know, 500 something turns, so we've gone for like, you know, 8% of this game already. Not much longer here. Well, that's good. At least something happened. The House of Julii have attacked the Scipians. The Scipians have attacked Brutii. Lots of like, you know, alliances being broken. So, they're attacking over here in Corrales apparently. I guess it makes sense. The Scipii attacked the Brutii, so like, you know, the Julii are like, okay, let's just go against like, you know, the Scipians then. Well, let's see if that basically activates the, like, you know, the Brutii armies basically come up here and, like, you know, retaliate versus all that. So, here's what it looks like, by the way, for, like, you know, Medulinium. It's fallen into Scipii hands, but already the Brutii are basically trying to, like, you know, come back to hit it. And, yeah, their armies are basically sort of like this Congo line basically up here at this point. From all over the place. Nothing, of course, is happening over here in this neck of the woods, but, you know, if the Brutii are basically taken away, perhaps someone would figure, like, you know, let's hit roads. Ooh, look at this. Tunis has basically got no troops in it. You know, if the Seleucids are smart, they might actually do some naval warfare. And possibly just cross over that way. And, sure, why not? These guys are, like, you know, allying to Brutii, or allying to Julii. They were allied to Scipii for a little bit there. They're probably against, like, you know, favors of the result, so they're probably going to get a little stronger from that, and maybe able to do something. Okay, let's see how this basically unfolds in Italy for these guys. Well, it didn't take long, but the British decided to go after the Scipii. They haven't got a whole lot of armies basically left, so they probably won't do too much damage, especially if the Scipii, like, you know, bring a couple of armies to bear against them, but they've declared war on Brutii, so they're gonna have their, like, work cut out for them for sure. I want to note that the Julii basically ceasefire to, like, Scipians by the way pretty quickly, so it's basically just mostly Brutii versus Scipii here, but the Brutii are of course still really strong for us. They got the troops even over here and, like, down here if they want to basically make use of them. All across Italy, many thousands have fallen victim to another pestilence brought by the foul barbarians. So it is. The British are making some pushes basically southwards to try and take back some of these, like, French cities. Mediterranean has basically always Mediterranean has already fallen to Brutii, and of course their armies basically going to just push away this way as well, so I don't think the Scipii will be able to, stop all this basically attacking them. And all these cities have plagues now. Plague, 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 plague. Sucks for them. I wonder if the Scipians will actually get some revenge for being attacked and, like, go after Capua or something like that. And yeah, Cross is basically under attack over here again. Alright, well, it took a little bit of a moment for the Brutii basically to break out into France, but their Congo lines basically extend all the way over here. They're attacking Massila over here, but the British are attacking both, like, Narva Martius over here as well as, like, Lugdunum. And, if basically they, like, take those cities, they're going to cut off the Brutii from, like, any more expansion over here. Of course, the Scipii might, like, take some cities back, and, like, that might trigger some, like, efforts from the Brutii basically to deal with them. Perhaps. I'll note that Cross was taken by Julii over here, so that's basically theirs now. They are laying some troops over here in Messina, but, whether or not they actually do something over here, it's like, another matter, so to speak. It would be interesting seeing someone else, like, own Sicily again, though. I still remember Spanish Sicily. That was awesome. Alright, and with this, the Scipii have been kicked out of France. For the most part, it's owned by, like, the British, but, Massila over here basically fell to the Brutii, so, it's not entirely theirs. Now, the Brutii really can't do anything else here unless they declare war on the British, so maybe we'll see that happen at some point, which would be cool. And yeah, nothing's happening here. These guys are staying around over here for the most part. Boringness is everywhere. I figured I'd note this as well. These guys declared a ceasefire, which makes sense. They don't need to kill each other anymore. And they really can't really do so because, like, they really have to go after, like, their allies basically over here, I think. If they're still allied. They might not actually be allied anymore, but, whatever. Well, okay, that happened. The Brutii have decided they're going to go after the British. Well, they got the arms around here, so we might see them actually, like, do some damage, or maybe let's, like, sort of flake out and not do anything. We'll see. I just had to note it. It might finally be happening. I don't know if they have the forces space to take it on, but I mean, if they take them out, they'll take them out. Over here, the Scipii forces are sort of buckling over the Brutii might. They've lost Narva Martius over here, or, this isn't Scipii, they're British, but, the British basically are buckling under, like, the Bruti's might. They lost Narva Martius over here. They lost, like, Lugdunum over here. They lost Triarii over here. And now basically they're moving into, like, Alesi over here of the, like, Brutii. I don't think the British owned that, but, they might have owned that. The Scipii for their part are attacking up here in, like, Lemanunum over here, I guess, to try and take back a city, so good luck with that. Make yourself a target for the Brutii again, because why not? More of a target, I guess, because they already got a target over here. Technically, right now, I think these guys are allied to, like, the Scipii, but I mean, alliance has been nothing for, like, the AI here, so they could go to war, like, soon enough, so to speak. Alright, well, The Scipii moved up the west coast of France, but I mean, it looks like the Brutii will be the one to take the last city over here. Of course, there's a few British armies around here that might be able to force this army back and, like, you know, give the Scipii a chance to move in if they want to. This was attacked by this army over here, but they ran off. Hopefully the Seleucus is bringing our army basically down to, like, take out the, you know, last Greek city, but well, we've seen how, like, you know, Seleucus has been over here for, like, you know, any action, so I don't have much hope. Wow, this guy's 74? Old. There's our youngest general, by the way, so they won't be dying of, like, you know, old age, like they're, like, you know, family members unless they're assassinated, I guess. Assassinations are a thing, but what happened is another thing, right? So, whatever. Alright, the Brutii have done it. The British have been kicked off Europe once more. Now the question is if, like, you know, the Brutii decide to go after Scipii again, or if, like, you know, go after Julii. At least they have their arms over here where they basically need to, like, you know, continuous, like, you know, gameplay, which is nice. And yeah, there's no armies in sight to go after Helicarnassus again, unfortunately. They're all bungled up over here for some reason. Oh well. You know, I'm not sure what basically happened again, but the Greeks took back Rhodes. Or possibly revolted. That could also be a thing as well, but I don't think it revolted. They had, like, you know, quite a substantial army of Brutii over here, I think. Though they could have revolted, who knows. Yay! The Brutii are going after the Julii. Alright, well, maybe we'll see the Brutii basically, you know, rush down, like, the, you know, the Italian peninsula and take out all the Julii cities. And perhaps they'll take out the one across as well. By the way, they are attacked up here, are under attack by, like, the British up here, but I mean, they knocked out all the other British armies, whatever, so doesn't really matter that much, I don't think. The Julian calendar. We're slowly and surely getting toward, like, you know, the end of the game. To get this fell, by the way. And of course, alliances are broken and made, but you know, that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, I don't think. I'm not sure why, but apparently Scipii decided to go after Brutii. That might distract him from going after Julii anymore, but I will note they have actually made it down to, like, their former capital, so there's hope they might continue a war on both fronts. It's glorious. The Seleucids, they're actually attacking! They're actually going to attack Rhodes! Maybe they'll take it. Maybe these other armies will take Helicarnassus. And that'll be it for the Greeks. By the way, it looks like the Brutii did take Tarentum over here. And now their, like, you know, army is, like, you know, Congo line basically down the Italian peninsula. So they might be able to take out all the Julii cities over here, which would be nice. And then they'll be left with Corellis over here. And yeah, these guys are allying to each other because, like, you know, why not? We're fighting with the Brutii, so we'll be allies. Well, I'll note the Brutii took Capi over here, and they did take Tarentum as well, but they've sort of left again. And I mean, they have good reason to basically leave. The Scipii basically moved down here. They actually did take quite a few of these cities over here, but you know, the Brutii are basically coming back to sort of take them back. They took back, like, you know, Narmatius over here. And, you know, they're setting up the truce base up here to, like, you know, reconquer, like, these settlements up here to basically take them by the Scipii. I'm still sort of waiting on, like, you know, Rhodes basically, like, you know, your fall or, you know, resisting attack, but we'll see what basically happens over here, I guess. This is a broken wall, by the way, so there is that to note. And yeah, these guys aren't really doing anything just yet for, like, you know, Rhodes, so maybe after Rhodes fall, they might actually go after Helicarnassus over here. And then we'll see the Seleucids do something else in this game. Alright, there we go. Rhodes has fallen. And the Greeks are once again down to the last city. Now if the Celtics will actually move some armies basically over here to just, deal with that last little city, but will they actually do that? Trenton's basically fallen to Julii, so, they took that back. And it appears Scipii are going after Scipii over here as well, so they're going to try and pick that back to some form of settlement over here. The main story though is over here, I think. The Brutii have moved back to basically take Alesia. They'll probably take back these settlements over here as well. And who knows, maybe they'll move down into Spain and start taking settlements down there as well. Alright, I feel this is basically a good stopping point for this episode. We've seen some bouts between the Roman empires. Julii sort of collapsed. The Scipii sort of pushed out, got pushed back. The British basically really in the mix as well a little bit. It's pure chaos.